And back. What's up, everybody? This is AALS 3179. Today, I'm back with another podcast. This time, for the first time ever, I'm hanging out with this guy, the old man Biggs from the New York Knicks, aka my uncle Victor. I want you to introduce yourself, Mr. VIKK773, to my audience. Introduce yourself.
What's up, man? VIKK773 right here. I'm Angel's uncle. I've known that guy since he was a little baby. And yeah, I'm right here, trying to figure out what's going on with the Bears and a lot of other things.
Also, don't forget the Raiders and stuff.
Yeah, who
Alrighty,
cares about
so
the Raiders?
nah, man, Raider Nation. Anyways, so I'm gonna do a lot of interviews and questions with you. So if anyone is watching, you guys are welcome to say questions to be welcome to free, ask questions to this gentleman right here. Awesome. So let's get it started. So first of all, how are you doing today? Are you doing good?
I'm good, man. Just right here, about to watch the UFC fights. You know, enjoy a little bit of relaxed time before I got to go back to work on Monday.
Hey, there you go. Hey, like I said, we always needed a day off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, so I remember a while back we used to talk about your Navy experience. So I want you to brief carefully. How did you got yourself involved in the Navy, and what makes you feel like you want to join the Navy during your time?
Um, Honestly, I guess just wanted to kind of travel the world and see different things, and I guess that's something the Navy offered, and I took it. But yeah, I would do it all over again.
Yeah, we our body's not what it's used to be. Oh, and they bring voice. Oh, there's my brother Ruben. He says the Bears suck. We got a Patriot fan alert.
It's all right. They got lucky this last time.
Yeah, they did. And also, oh, speaking of Bears, so I know that you told me that you were a I remember when we first met, you were a White Sox, Bears, Bulls, including Blackhawks fan because you're born related to Chicago. Now, before we get started with the sports teams, let's talk about your brief about Chicago, especially the early days. When you when you visit every time Chicago, what do you see? Like you see your hometown city or what?
Pretty much, I go back to where we grew up, the same neighborhood, because all my parents they still live there, and visit a couple other places that we're familiar with, like downtown, Navy Pier. Especially when I take it the first time she had never been there, so it was kind of cool, to kind of show her where I'm from.
There you go. So I remember a while back. I know you're married to my dad's little sister because we have a great relationship. How we first met and stuff. So describe to me, how did you met my auntie Crystal? How it all started? How you met her?
Well, Angel, it was a weird story. Um, we just met through mutual friends, and I don't know. We just started talking on the phone, and we just started going out after that. You
And
know,
it's so weird because when you look back when you met her and you look at us today, how do you describe yourself when you look back when you once dated her and now look at we are to now, like to this day?
I mean, honestly, I don't think nothing changes. I mean, I still, there's still love there and stuff. It's just, I guess, at the beginning, trying to see if you match with her. You know what I mean? Like, you figure out if you guys are compatible, stuff like that. But now it's just like you know it.
Gotcha. So I want to ask you really a good question. So let's just say if you have anybody, let's just say from high school or from college, let's say they want to join the Navy. If they ask you a question, what is it like to join a Navy? Oh, look, Rodrigo says, who put Dr. Doofenshmirtz in the chat? Oh my goodness. Hey, what's up, Rodrigo? And he says the Bears suck, Nino. But
Oh
anyways,
man, the
so
Raiders suck too.
oh my goodness. Well, he's not talking about me. He's talking about my cousin. What's up, Rodrigo? Go Raiders for life. Anyway, so back to the question. So let's just say if you have a youngster or anybody who wants to be a Navy or a Navy SEAL or any military, if you can give at least one good positive advice to them, what will it be and why do you think, in your opinion?
Honestly, man, if they want to join, they just have to understand that they're gonna have a couple sacrifices to make, adjusting to new city or whatever stuff like that. Also adjusting to set of rules that they bring. It's been forever since I've been there, so things probably have changed here and there. But If that's something that they want to do and then pursue something like medical and stuff like that, it's probably the best place to learn it. You get to travel and pretty much be on your own, you know. So, I mean, if you think that's something that you guys want to do, go for it.
There you go. And also, you once told me that you were a also, let's talk about some good aside from, after you left the Navy, including I did predict it a long time ago that you were going to be a soccer coach. Little did I know, my little kid myself did came true. You became a soccer coach. You used to play soccer back in high school. You were training a lot of these a lot of these people, these newcomers, these youngsters to be soccer players. When you describe yourself as a coach, what do you describe yourself as you are? Are you like maybe like Mike Ditka, like the 85 Bears, who you could describe?
I'm probably a little bit. I was kind of harsh on the kids, you know, but I had to let them know, you know, they were growing up and they started, they had to go from kids to pretty much adults, you know, and they had to start behaving certain ways. And, you know, if something didn't go the right way, they knew they had to pay for it. And, you know, just by running laps or whatever, but you had to be strict with them because that's how life is, you know?
Yeah, I know it's hard to be a coach. It's like this. It's good to be a leader. Okay, so I have no experience with leadership. Maybe most of the time as a kid when we were cousins, when we were, youngsters, Jay was one of them. And it's funny because, it's hard to take a lot of blames, it's hard to be a leader, especially you got to get a lot of blames and stuff. But the thing is that you have to push yourself to the limit, Nothing's easy. Like life is not easy. It gets harder all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does, man. It does. And
Yeah.
I mean, as you get older, you'll see it. But I mean, it's, you know, in the young age, try to enjoy it a little bit and kind of figure out where you're going to go from there.
Oh yeah, I agree. Also, Jesus says, "What's up with those two guys? Are handsome. What up, Jesus?" And it looks like Rodrigo says he misses the guys at the Navy. Go Raiders! These guys going, "Hey, what's up, Rodrigo? And what's up, my tio Chito? What's up to Guppy? What's up to all the guys, including my uncle Chito? What up, everyone?" So let's just
Oh man,
these
this
guys are
guy's really going crazy in the chat, huh?
Oh yeah. So let's go talk about your professional sports team. So I know you're a White Sox, you're a Bears fan, you're a Bulls fan, Blackhawks, and Fire. So I know you love the team so much. Including Bracy Boy say go White Sox, by the way. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. So like I say, they're all good teams, but I feel like the White Sox, if only they would have played like they would play the 2005 White Sox, they would probably do better. But like I remember you told me a long time ago, if they would have played way better than the 85 Bears, they would possibly dominate it. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, this year the White Sox were the worst team in MLB. I get it.
I know, man.
And
I
how is it that you have, for example, Kopech, right, went to the Dodgers and won pretty much the World Series, became one of the most dominant relievers, but when he was in the White Sox, he couldn't throw to save his dang self, you know? It was
hmm
ridiculous. This guy couldn't pitch for nothing, always complained about everything. And now he goes to the dang Dodgers and goes crazy. Same thing with Dylan Cease. Gets traded, goes crazy with the Padres, bro. But when they were in the White Sox, they did nothing.
hmm Oh yeah. It's gonna. It doesn't make any sense how the White Sox went from good team to 2005 World Series, and then you look at them right now. Cause I'll be honest, the White Sox are like my top 10 favorite uniforms out of all of them. Also like the. No, sorry, I got ice in my mouth. So
You're good.
as I was saying, if I put
Babe,
if I pick,
can you give me my jersey? My White Sox jersey?
also not to mention I'm wearing your favorite movie, but we're gonna get to that later. So let's just say this: if I had a top 10 favorite MLB uniforms, for sure it's gonna be the Dodgers. I also like the Yankees. The White Sox has a good one. I like the Athletics, the Cardinals. I'm gonna be honest. I think you and I we do agree. Even though as much as I know I like the White Sox jersey, you like the Dodgers jersey. We all respect each other's team, but the Cardinals cannot be beaten because how in the heck you would add two birds in a in a baseball bat, say the word Cardinals, like that is something you can never beat yourself on it. Like the Cardinals got a best years. Oh, you can say I also like the Mariners. I also like the what you call another team I like, the Mariners. Shoot, I cannot pronounce it.
Well, the
Maybe
Expos, when
I'll
they had it, was good.
oh yeah, the
The
Expos, but
Montreal Expos.
yeah, they did, but till the Nationals, I don't know. But I heard rumors they might be expanding new teams. Oh, it looks like we got more people coming to chat. Look, did you find Perry the Platypus? He's asking.
Did I what?
Did you find Perry the platypus? Be like, Perry the platypus.
I don't know,
Like,
man.
he'll be like this. Perry the platypus, you
The
got
new
into
one that I
my
got.
trap. And also, monster truck logo. Oh, my dad. He's saying, is this guy drinking a beer while being interviewed? Maybe. I'm not so
It's
sure.
non-alcoholic.
Yeah, non-alcoholic. Yeah. Speaking of White Sox, I do like the story of the '85 Bears. When I'll be honest, as a Raider fan, my favorite story about the '85 Bears when I was watching America's game, where Mike Ditka, when he had
Look at this one,
had
Angel.
a oh yeah, that's a really bad that's amazing right now. Not alcoholic, my bud. And look at this. So yeah, look at this. Oh, it's a Nike one. That's ooh, I like the classic. Isn't that the one with the what you call it? The that one game. The one is based on that movie. The one with what's his name? James Earl Jones. The one with the with the cornfield. What's the name of that movie again? Like what do they call it again?
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, that one. We guys faced the Yankees. My brother Georgie's team.
Yep. I just got this one. This is my newest edition.
Oh, that's dude. I'll be honest. That's like a 10-10. I mean, I do like the original jerseys, but that was a good. That's a I like that kind. Anyway, so I was like the story from the Americans game where after when your team lost to the Dolphins for that one loss, I heard the story that there was a this relationship between Mike Ditka and your assistant coach, I think a co-coach, and they've been going at it and stuff. So and that's when I heard that Jim McMahon during the Super Bowl, his assistant coach shit said that he's not going to be doing the assistant coach next season, and that really hurt him and stuff. But still, it's so surprisingly to this day, like it's so weird that Walter Payton was still with you guys when you guys won that Super Bowl. Like, I mean, I'm glad the guy got the ring, but the only person, like as a true Raider fan, I kind of feel sympathy for is what's his name, Barry Sanders, the running back for the Detroit Lions. Like, I know you don't like the Lions, I know they're a rival team, but it's just you got to give him that. He's a good running back. Like, it's kind of sad. Like a guy like him will never experience the Super Bowl in his prime. Like, if only I don't know if the Lions could have didn't mess it up or something.
I mean, yeah, I guess, he was one of the best ones, probably, Hall of Famer and all that stuff. But that's what happens, unfortunately, in football. Your loyalty to the team. If you're going to be loyal, especially if they're a bad team, you're not going to do nothing. When he had
Oh
chances
yeah.
to move, and go to a better team and probably win a Super Bowl, he didn't take it. So that's what loyalty, what got him. Didn't get him a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, he's always will be the best. Like, even though Walter Payton, even you got to be honest, Marcus Allen, my man, the one from the Raiders, one of my top favorite. Marcus Allen can never be beaten. But if I was gonna pick the best quarterback, either Plunkett or Jim Plunkett, Ken Stabler, or Tom Flores. Even though Tom Flores and John Madden, best coaches ever. Anyway, speaking of football, I want to talk about this. You like this jersey? Remember I sent you this? I got this in Florida, and I
No, man.
remember when here's a funny story I want to share you. Like, you probably may or may not remember. I remember I was looking at some videos about Friday Night Lights. At the time, I was obsessed with football movies. I was telling you about that movie. You got me into it. And that's one of my top 10 favorites. Like, you cannot be like I remember Friday Night Lights, the program, Varsity Blues. That's another one you got me into. Necessary Roughness, Remembering the Titans. Those are the best football movies I've ever saw. So far, I know you're gonna say I am missing out, like the Replacements, the Wildcats, and I always want to see when the game stand tall. That's another one I gotta see. Hey guys, chill out with the comments, everyone. Show some good damn respect. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good, man.
It's all good. But still, man, I still can't even. Oh, I forgot that one movie. What's the name? The one Jimmy Fox, Any Given Sundays. That's another
Yeah.
one. Another good movie. I remember you got me into that. Best movie, best football movies ever, man. Like no, but literally, I'm getting chills to this day when I talk about these football movies, man. They got to be, because if anyone asks me which is one of your favorites, to be honest, I have no answer because these are all my favorite movies. What about you? Do you have at least one of those favorite football movies, or it's too hard for you to answer?
I mean, it's hard to have a favorite one, but I think probably The Replacements is a good one. But old school one, probably Friday Night Lights. I like that one for
Yep,
sure.
Friday Night Lights is the
Booby
best.
Miles.
Yep, I'm wearing Booby Miles jersey, including I got the sea captain. It's kind of funny because when you based on true story movies, not everything you see the movie happen in real life. Like I heard that the way Booby Miles got injured was different, and I heard some of the darkest stories, which I'm not going to get to. That's too long to make it. But the thing I can say is that I'll give him that. But the thing is that you could tell that it's not real because all the visors, the modern helmets that they're using, which was the time, was not invented in 1980 something, where the movie takes place, like 88, I believe. That was all, one of the times the Dodgers before 2020, last time we won the World Series.
Yep, that's true.
Yep. And also, so let's ask you a question. So this is one of my good questions. I know that you and your brother Nessman, you guys are, because I know he's a Chicago Cubs and you're a Chicago White Sox. Well, there's a time when you guys go at it when you guys were way young, whenever the team go at it or something.
Yes, sir, man. He wasn't allowed to be close to my stuff because I had my White Sox stuff and he had his Cubs stuff. So he couldn't come around me. And then for those 3 games, it was just talking smack to each other the whole time. Couple
Yep.
fights.
Oh man, hey, that's what siblings do. Good, just like me and Daniel, because he's a Charger fan. Me and Georgie, because he's a Panthers fan, and Ruben Patriot fan. But that's how siblings do. We always go at it, and we made a bet. Remember, not once but twice. The first one you beat me, I'll give you that. When it was Raiders versus Bears, but the second one I got you back. So it's like now we're even and stuff. But still, like I say, man, in the end, it's just a game. You can't take it serious. Like I don't know if you saw that viral video where the Eagles lost to the Super Bowl like 2 seasons ago. That one person decided to throw like a glass bottle in the TV, broke everything, and he put his money. I'm like, if you make a bet, then why did you put a lot of money? Like I wouldn't put a lot of money. I'll bet $10, yes, but if it's $100, no, thank you. I'm not gonna do that. Even if you have a 50-50 chance, you may or may not win.
That's true, man. Honestly, every time I bet, I lose anyway, so I try not to bet. But
Yeah,
you know,
don't. And hey, everybody, familia, yes, I'm reading the comments, okay? It's because we're doing the interview with the old man. Come on, guys, show some VIKK773 some support, man. Show some support. Come on, guys. Speaking of bets, I kind of miss boxing. Like, I want to change the subject to boxing. Like, I really miss how boxing used to be. Remember the time when I was young, you were young, we used to watch boxing on HBO pay-per-view, Showtime. Man, I miss those freaking days. Like, I missed it. Like, it's just, oh my goodness. Like, don't get me wrong, the Daz, whatever the new company that boxing's in, including Netflix that I saw yesterday, the Logan Paul Mike Tyson, which I'm gonna say it was a 5 and a 10
garbage,
because they
man.
couldn't deliver. Yeah.
I lost service
Yeah.
pretty much like 10 times the whole time trying to watch the fight. I was always getting kicked out, and finally when it worked, it was all blurry and it was bad service, man.
Oh my gosh, yes. This happens to everybody. I heard so many complaints about that fight, all that stuff. But either way, the fight, I don't know what was going on. I feel like Mike Tyson should stay away from boxing because your body's not as it used to be. Because you're like what? The dude's like almost what, 60 years old?
58.
Like
Yeah.
58. Yeah, he's like what, 2 years to be 60? I don't understand why he's in the what you call it. Why he's not in the in the ring. He should just like, I mean, I don't mind seeing him as a trainer, but as a boxer with that age, I don't know, dude. It's a risky thing. But anyways, I remember those good old days, man. Like it just pissed me off to this day that HBO couldn't continue. Showtime is gone. Like, can't you imagine if boxing was going on to this day with HBO, Showtime, including if they would have get a contract with Stars and Encore, dude. That is like a good decision for all these channels. Plus, I know, yes, I know you're gonna say Stars and Encore never host boxing. Maybe they did, but the documentaries, but not the actual boxing. But if they did, that would have been better. Couldn't I miss the time when you look on top of the jumbotron, you see the giant HBO logo with a bunch of advertisements, same as Showtime. Michael Buffer says, "Let's get ready to rumble," and whoever's the announcer of Showtime be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's Showtime."
There you go. You know what they do, but unfortunately, I guess boxing just kind of killed itself. With
Mhm.
bad judges, bad decisions, stuff like that. It kind of started shooting itself on the foot, and then that's what started killing, like HBO, Showtime, because their ratings started going down. And then I mean, the Zone just is the ones that took them over with those big contracts they offered all the boxers. But Yeah, man. Of course, that's something that you miss. It's like like you said, you think about it to you from when you were a kid, and you're like, oh man, the same guy still comes out and stuff. So it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, boxing's not that bad. I don't hate boxing. It is because I heard the fight before those two women's. I forgot what their names who were fighting before the Jake Paul Mike Tyson. I heard a lot of people said that fight should have been the
Oh,
main event.
that was a good fight, Angels. One of the girls, she had a big old gash that thing was
I saw
bending
that.
over. Her skin was flopping, bro, and she was still in the boxing ring. They were going
You
at it
know,
like crazy.
I know I saw that, and it's crazy because when you look at boxing, when I saw they put the thing on top, I thought it was ointment, but I heard it was grease. I don't know. Do you think that
It's Vaseline.
was it grease?
It's
Oh, is it not
Vaseline.
ointment, right?
No,
Vaseline? It's not ointment, is it? Oh, okay.
no. It's Vaseline, so they just put it so that it could stop the bleeding and like. But bro, one of the rounds after the girl came back, she got punched right there again, and the Vaseline just flew out, and you saw that thing look
Ouch.
like a moco. Like,
I mean, that's what boxing was meant to be. But like I say, because the things that I don't know, like you said, because a lot of controversy decision. But it's all about business. Because I'm not going to get too involved in that. I respect that. But the only thing I can say is, it's just you have to, it's all about the money, like you said.
that's what it is, man. But yeah, definitely that was a good fight. Even the one before that one was pretty decent. Those two guys went at it. Um, the, Overall, it was decent. I just think, yeah, like you were saying, Mike Tyson, he just looked old. Surprisingly, he hung in there. But either way, that other guy just, I don't know. I just don't like him as a boxer.
Jake Paul, I
Yeah,
understand.
but he does what he does. He likes to fight. He picks up fights that maybe he has a good percentage of winning, and that's what he does, man. So
Hmm. Well, you got to
he
give him
does
that.
his
The guy's
money.
making money.
That's
It's
what I was
just
gonna
money.
tell you.
That's what you get. That's what you had to do. Just like Floyd Money Mayweather, even Mayweather, the guy's a trillionaire. You can't down on this guy. But speaking of UFC, do you remember the time that like this early on that WWE and UFC merged and it became TKO?
I kind of remember slightly Angel about that one, but I don't think I really paid much attention to it because of the whole merging thing. Was kind of like I don't know if it was something to really get into because sometimes when WWE gets into other things, it's always like kind of 50-50 if it's gonna work out or not. Like when they
Well,
did the movie thing, they had pretty good movies through WWE, but then they started falling off a little bit. But yeah,
yeah, yeah, because what I heard was WWE Studios shut down because some controversies. Let's say their ratings. It's because the first few movies they did was better, but if you look at the box office from the latest movies, it went flop. But I heard rumors they might come back. We'll never know. But I mean, because if you never heard of it, ever since the merger, WWE is doing a lot better. Ever since Triple H took over the storylines, all that stuff, he's making wrestling as it used to be. And I heard that they're gonna leave the PG. They're going back to the original days. When I used to grow up with the Ruthless Aggression era. I still remember growing up watching with Undertaker, John Cena, Triple H, Rey Mysterio in their early primes. Same as a little bit with The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, just for a tiny bit because till he left because it wasn't meant for the neck injury, and some of the other great talents, great people. It's like I say, because don't get me wrong, the PG era was okay. It had its good moments, but I feel like it's time, because now WWE is doing a lot better. The storylines are doing amazing. Both Raw and SmackDown are really kicking, their butts off, and for the fans, and the fans are giving them good positive reviews. All that stuff, including I don't know if you heard, NXT, their other brand. They are working together with another wrestling company. I think you heard of TNA. Have you heard of TNA before?
I have heard of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard. They are having some of the wrestlers to merge in together, and some of the wrestlers from TNA could wrestle at NXT, and some NXT guys can visit TNA. You could tell because Ariana Grace, who is the daughter of Santilla Marella, they had them reunite on the what you call that one TNA episode. Meanwhile, Ariana Grace is a Miss NXT, Miss NXT. I could say, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. It's good. Maybe a different storyline kind of kicks in, like when it was WCW against WWE.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good question I want to ask. Do you remember anything about the Monday night the wars between WWE and WCW from your time?
Man, it was just crazy. It was like you know, it was something that you kind of look forward to when you were, you know, a big WWE or WCW fan, you know, trying to see what was going to happen with, or who was going to jump into who, or who was going to come out and who, you know, like WCW, who they expecting from WWE, vice versa. It was crazy, man, especially with Sting and all those, you know, back in the day. It was just, and NWO, and yeah, man, I think this was probably some of the best time to be a wrestling fan.
Best times. But in your opinion, I want to ask you a good opinion because I was barely know WCW at the time. If WCW would have stick together, what they should have done instead of messing things up, in your opinion, what they should have done.
Ah, man, it's kind of difficult. They had him. They had WWE, but then again, they started getting Stone Cold and all these other guys, you know. So I think it just came down to them losing a lot of. They just started losing because of Stone Cold, man. Stone Cold picked up WWE like crazy. Him and The Rock. Once they started getting those two guys, it was over for WCW. I think they should have just kept the NWO situation thing. Maybe bring somebody else in because then Sting wasn't fighting at that time. I don't know if you remember that. He was off for a while, and I mean they really didn't have a big superstar except the who was the Giant back then. Now the what's his name in the Big Show when he was the Giant
Oh,
in
right. He's in
WCW.
AEW. Oh, he's Paul Wright right now, but he's in AEW right now. They have
Oh,
another
okay.
competition going on. I don't know, cause like it's kind of weird and strange to say. Like, I heard rumors about what killed WCW. Some people point their fingers on Eric Bischoff. Some say it was Hulk Hogan, the Ted Turner, the creator. And fun fact is, it's weird that Vince McMahon not bought once but twice with WCW because that's the one that we were talking about right now. That's WCW 2.0 because there was a WCW 1.0, which at the time, when Vince McMahon took over from his dad, when wrestling territories they had to respect each other. Vince McMahon's like, why do I want to respect my territory? These guys' territory, I could just travel around, which I'll give him that. And that's when he bought the WCW the original way, like the original one, till Ted Turner bought it back up as a 2.0, and he bought it again for the second time.
Hey Joe, just kind of side note right now, the boy Trump just came out in UFC with Elon Musk and John F. Kennedy.
Hey, speaking of Donald Trump, you know what thing good about him? He visited the Waffle House. Man, we got to go to Waffle House one day, man.
Yeah, I know, man. We got to hit up the Waffle House. We keep
We have
saying
to,
that, but
man.
we don't make it, man.
We have to. Well, we got to make plans. I tell you, because I know you're in Salt Lake City. I'm in Los Angeles. Sadly, none of our states has it. The closest of our states is what? Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. That's the only states we have.
Yeah, I know, man. And but it probably won't be this year because this year, you know, I'm head out to the motherland for a bit.
Oh yeah. I remember. Now, speaking of wrestling, let's just say, but yeah, like you say, WWE is doing a lot better. I know you have to keep in touch with it, but their Triple H is taking over the storylines. A lot of things ever since some new changes and stuff, which I'm not going to get to that. They have under new ownership, is doing a lot better. Like I think you heard of Cody Rhodes. He's becoming a
Yeah.
hit right now. Roman Reigns and the story of the bloodline with him and his some of the relatives, including in Raw. They're having even Rey Mysterio's son, Dominic Mysterio, is having a heck of a guy. He's having a good storyline with this Liv Morgan girl and the groups and all. And also, I don't know. Did you heard of Bray Wyatt? Right? You know Bray Wyatt?
Everything
Yeah,
isn't that the guy that passed away?
yeah. Sadly, he did. But his brother Bo Dallas took over as Uncle Howdy. Well, he bought the character back because he was Uncle Howdy when Bray Wyatt was still alive because that's his little brother. They had a storyline together. Well, just for a little bit until when Bray Wyatt got sick, then we lost him. And then, well, you could say Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas decided to create the groups that Bray Wyatt wanted to bring. He did it. And fun fact, one of them was his original group member from the Wyatt family. That was Eric Rowan, the tall guy with the bushy orange beard. He's back in WWE and he's joined with his little brother. So it's cool. They're becoming like WWE. I'm still getting chills. Like it's cool they're making good storylines with TNA, which I would love to see if they can do that with AEW, but sadly no, because business decisions they couldn't come up with it. Well, they cannot do the agreement and stuff, but it is what it is. I cannot get involved. Rodrigo, yes, I'm reading the comments. I'm looking at it right now, but still, you know what? I'll be honest. as long as WWE stays sharp like they always do. And I can't wait. WrestleMania is coming to Viva Las Vegas, man. I want to go, but they're so expensive, man. Very expensive. But that's like that would be a dream. But maybe not this coming up WrestleMania. Maybe next time. But still, I would love to experience WrestleMania in person one day. But sheesh, I can imagine if you're sitting on the ringside. I bet that's like a $500,000 a ticket. Maybe I'm not so sure. What do you think?
Could be. I don't know, man. I haven't kept out on the prices, but yeah, that would be pretty nice to go. Get a chance to go to WrestleMania. But right now, especially because it's so big, it's expensive. People from
Yeah, I
all over the
know.
world come here to see it.
Yeah, especially with Vegas, it's gonna be a hit. I can imagine the casinos are booked, flight is booked. Like I wonder how much flight tickets are so how much they're gonna cost and how much are they gonna sold out. And my biggest question: are they gonna bring out that giant slot machine for the WrestleMania thing? That's something I would love to see.
That would be kind of cool, to see the slot machine or come wrestlers come out of it if they hit it. Yeah, I don't know, something kind of crazy. That would be
Oh
interesting.
yeah. Oh yeah, really interesting. That's something what, wrestling fans gotta see, all that stuff. Now, aside from wrestling, man, it's hard to believe now that I known you since the day when when you met my Aunt Crystal, then you married, and now look at we are today that we come to this era and stuff. So if you describe your like my question is this, do you really miss the old days or you prefer the current days right now?
When it comes to wrestling, is that what you're saying? Probably,
Yeah, no, no, no.
probably
Not wrestling.
or
I'm
just
talking about your
everything.
I'm talking about your personal life. Let's just say, well, not like that, but I'm saying was, if you can go back in time to, like, let's just say, if you want to relive those memories again, or you prefer the newer era, which is today, or do you miss the old days? Like, you want to go back to that?
I think that everybody would probably say the same thing. Probably go back and revisit some of the things that you did, or some of the special moments that you had, and I think that would be cool. And then probably just live here in the present era.
Yeah, who doesn't want? I mean, as much as I do miss the 2000s, the ruthless aggression are like you probably remember we used to grow up the old days. The aside from the WWE ruthless aggression, I know WWE was popular back in the days, in the old days. I'm talking about like remember when MTV was a hit, skateboards was everywhere. People had these clothing stuff, even video cameras back then. They still had their VHS type design with the bottom of the right-handed screen with the dates and stuff like and all the photos, including I think you and my Aunt Crystal remember when you guys took pictures, you go to the place and you had to print them out. That was like our social media back then, before when the media existed.
Yep, that's how it was.
Including oh yeah, newspapers. I forgot. I remember my dad used to read a lot of newspapers, but now it's becoming the thing of the past now. Like it's all gone.
Yeah, man. Like the was it the nylon tracksuits, the fluorescent colors. You had the neon green, the neons, everything. The crazy dunks with the pumps. Those were the things. Back then. I think those are some of the best shoes. The original Adidas, the Adidas tracksuits. I mean, yeah, those were the days, man. 80s, 90s, and then not just being out in the streets, relaxing with your friends and having to come back, when it got dark. That was probably some of the best times. Now, everybody's just on their phones or just doing their thing, Don't really have that outside mode anymore.
Remember, like speaking of remember all these old stores we used to have like Kmart, Blockbuster, Radio Shack, Fry's. What I miss mostly is that I used to go to Hollywood Videos and Blockbuster. My parents used to rent me out the videos and we returned them. I also miss when Kmart used to have this the little Caesar's pizza stand. If it did exist, like let's just say before when my brother Daniel left, we would have got those for breakfast. Like I miss those. I miss the fries. I miss Radio Shack. All these good stores, but now they're all going to be a thing of the past. Now, Staples is gone. I can't believe it, man. Washington Mutual. Well, nobody remembers that. I remember that bank. Well, it's bought by Chase,
Used to be
but
Chase.
and also Singular. Do you remember Singular Wireless? If you recall. Oh my gosh! Now it's bought by AT&T. Man, I can't believe like they're all gone, man. What happened to all these products?
I don't know. Just like which one's the other one? The one that used to be before a Sprint, uh,
Sprint.
Telcel, I think it was called, or something like that.
Hmm.
That one got
I don't
bought out.
remember.
Got bought out by then. Yes, Singular got bought out. I think Motorola used to have his own service. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's crazy, dude. They just got like, for example, again now, Sprint just got bought out by T-Mobile. So now it's only three
Oh,
big guys left, which is T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T.
yeah, can't believe they're all gone. Including, can you imagine if Singular could have stick a little bit more and they start making their own what you call it? They start making their smartphones. I wonder how their smartphones would look if they were still around. That's my big question.
That would be an interesting thing, but I don't know, Angel, because they probably would have gone with like Apple or something, with them, or I don't know, probably added a Samsung or something.
Probably. I mean, I'm glad mostly a lot of stuff that's still around are still here to this day. Like, we still got McDonald's, Burger King, 7-Eleven, all those type of, stores and restaurants. Walmart's still here. And Target. And it's weird because I forgot what city. There was a city, I forgot, I think they had one remaining Walmart that's still remaining the 90s. Even when you look inside, it looks a lot like a Dollar Tree. Like I'm like, that gosh dang, does Walmart looks like that back in the like a dollar store, you know?
Yeah, it used to be it was different for sure. It looked weird now that I think about it. But before, Walmart wasn't as, I guess, popular. Like the Kmart was the big one, or in Chicago they used to have a store called Venture. So
Mhm.
those two were the main ones, and Walmart was just kind of like barely a startup at that time. So yeah, I don't really remember the inside of it, but yeah, like I don't know. I think Kmart was still pretty good at that time.
I know, I miss Kmart. Oh, speaking of Kmart, there was another store that caught my attention. Shoot, I had it like a second ago. Now I lost it. Wait, what was it? No, not Radio Shack. There was another store that caught my attention. Well, I'll get back to that.
Circus City.
Oh yeah, Circuit City. I remember Hobby People, Hobby USA. My dad, we used to go there. There were like this RC companies. Oh, 99 cent store is gone. Oh, and my biggest controversial, I am so angry to this day. Remember Hometown Buffet?
Yep,
Gone,
gone.
man. All the My goodness, man, they're all gone, man. I miss Hometown Buffet. I miss the one we used to go like somewhere we used to hang out that one time. Remember, we were
Yeah,
in the back in Los Angeles, or like somewhere on in LA. Forgot where was it. Like they used to give you these the patty with the cheese. I remember you used to make a double or triple cheeseburger back in the days. Still remember to this day.
yes, sir, man. Those are pretty good days. Now I think the only thing that's left is what's that
Golden Corral,
restaurant
I
called?
think.
Golden
Golden Corral.
Corral, bro.
I know Golden Corral is one of my favorites, and it's funny because the last time I had Golden Corral, I was visiting a family member of mine up there in San Francisco. There's one close
Okay.
by, and by the way, that Golden Corral, I'm not a picky eater, but when I was in Utah, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but when you try it there, the food has flavor, like good flavor. I don't know how or why whoever made it, that was oh my goodness, that was something like delicious.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Could have been some good stuff. I don't know. Could have been a good cook
I
in there.
know. I know, man. If only we had that worldwide, what we do, but they're not everywhere. Like, it would have been cool if Golden Corral would have bought Hometown Buffet and buy other locations and turn it to Golden Corral. But I don't know why they didn't. Controversial decision. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe because no money or something. I'm not so sure. But hey, but it is what it is. You can't say much.
Yeah, I think they probably didn't want to expand that much. There was a lot of things that they had to pick up or something.
Right.
Right
And
now.
it's funny. Oh, sorry to break up. It's funny because now you mention it. When you look at the gas stations, I barely saw Texaco. It's still around, but it's not as much. But it's funny because Circle K, the one you got me into, when you used to live in California, dude, you're not gonna believe this. When I was in Florida, Circle K was worldwide in Florida. Like it's big everywhere. Like you just nothing but see Circle K every once in every block in a while. And I'm surprised Circle K still remains to expand. And it's funny because Chick-fil-A started with Waffle House. We have one in California, but there's still no Waffle House in California. It makes no sense to me. They need to be one. Like to the CEOs or anyone from Waffle House, please bring one to California, even Nevada, and my uncle's hometown turf. Utah, man, we need one. Like, can't you imagine? They would have been a hit, but maybe I get it because I heard some decision stuff. But you never know. We'll get there. Maybe one day. I think we're getting a little close, but we're still not there yet. I think it's gonna take like probably like 8, 20 years from now. That close, but it'll take maybe. Who knows? It can happen like a
Well,
blink of an
hopefully
eye.
not, man. Kind of like what they did with Jack in the Box when they first opened it here in Salt Lake. It was crazy, dude. There was a line to get in was horrible, and now they started
Oh,
opening more. So now there's not a lot of wait time.
yeah, because it's funny because Jack in the Box already opened one in Florida. I don't know if it's still open right now, but I heard last time they did open, it was a hit, but it was somewhere around away from Orlando, I believe. Orlando, Florida. Yeah, so
Okay.
still. So anyway, so here's another question I want to ask. How many states have you visited the US so far? And which states have you not visited, but which one you want to visit first, the ones you never visit?
Well, there's pretty much a lot of states that I visited, but maybe I don't know. One that I haven't gone to will probably be maybe Idaho. I don't know. I don't think
I
I've
know
been
get some
there.
if you haven't been there, you need make sure you go and get some mashed potatoes because I heard potatoes grow there.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
them
true,
to don't
man.
forget
Come
the
back with a sack of potatoes.
yeah. Make sure you make mashed potatoes. Make sure you get the mac and cheese and the chicken strips. That's like a dinner for it.
There you go,
Also don't forget the gravy. Something like that. I visit. For me, I want to visit Tech. Okay, fun fact is I've been to Texas. I landed there, but that was when we had to change flights. But you can say I'm somewhat there because I went to the Arlington, Dallas, I believe. It's so weird because when you look at the restroom, it has this tornado picture. Says weather shelter or something. Because I get it, because they get a lot of tornadoes. It's scary to have tornadoes. Imagine how scary is it?
man. Yeah, it is, man. You just gotta hit the basement. Go to the basement
And
ASAP.
oh yeah, I never experienced a tornado. Hopefully never. But even if I did, I'd rather just watch it from far away from the distance. You know, just because I don't want to get close to one. No, thank you. Especially if it's an EF5 or EF4. No, thank you. I'd rather maybe EF1 or slightly EF2, but definitely for sure not EF3 to EF5. Because no, thank you. No, no, I'm good.
Have you seen the new movie that just came out with the what was it called? Chris? Tornado
Twister,
Finders or something? Or Twister?
Twister. Yeah,
New
Twister.
one?
No, I haven't. I heard
You have to
it's a
see it.
hit,
It's
but I
pretty
haven't seen
good.
it. Okay, I gotta see it. Gotta check it out. Oh, it's funny because Waffle House they never close during tornadoes or hurricane season because they got a Waffle House index. You know that?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
So Waffle House opens 24 hours a day. They said it's considered the most dangerous restaurant because of brawls and stuff, including they open during natural disasters. Let's say they got a three-way code. If it's green, it's good. If it's yellow, it's still open, but it's limited food. But if it's red, they're closed. That means that tells you get out of here because Waffle House is like another warning sign. Let's say, for example, if you have a Waffle House here, if there was a natural disaster coming to Utah, if it closed, grab my aunt Crystal, grab my cousins, and get out of here because that tells you it's a warning sign.
All right, I gotta look into that as well.
Yeah, it's Waffle House Index and stuff. So, man, we came out a long time, and I know you want to be my channel. There you are. So, if you have any, let's just say this: if you have somebody that you inspired, and if they look up to you and they ask you if they want to be like you, or if they want to go by some of the paths you, it doesn't matter whether it's Navy or being a coach for soccer or play soccer in their school. What would you tell them and why?
What I would tell them is if they want to join the service, make sure that that's the right thing for them. And if it's something that they really want to do, you get a lot of benefits. You do, but you have to understand that you will be gone from your family, possibly a long time. And then if you want to be a coach, go for it, man. It's pretty fun. Your Tio Chito was a coach. I'm pretty sure. I don't know about your dad. I don't think he was a coach, or possibly your Tio. Your other ones were coaches. I don't know about Fat Jesus. I don't know if he was a
Mm,
coach,
yeah,
but
yeah, I
yeah,
get you.
man. It's pretty good.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess this is all the time we got. So there's Embracey Boy saying hi. So, anyways, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a shout out to this guy, my uncle VIKK773. First of all, I
Oh,
want to
other
say,
side. Other side.
yep. It's okay. Anyway, so I want to give a shout out to him, man. Thank you for being there for my Aunt Crystal. Thanks for all the memories I had with you, man. I appreciate it. It reminds me of the time when we first met. I used to start think you were cool, and now look at we are right now. And it's an honor having you in my podcast. It's an honor
Oh,
doing the interview. So, if you have one simple message before we wrap this up, what would you say?
I say trust the process. Caleb Williams going to be all right. We just got to give him
There you
time.
go.
And it's all about the White Sox. Hopefully, we have a better record next year. If not, it is what it is. But the Bears better pick it up, man. And yeah, thanks for having me, Angel. I appreciate you. Next time, we should have maybe your uncles in here, and we can have a big discussion about just football in general, and go from there, man.
Yeah, probably. All right, guys. So remember, everyone, I want to say thank you guys for coming and watch the video. I appreciate it. Also, shout out to VIKK773. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the podcast. So, this is AALS3179. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe, and also turn on the notification bell if you guys want to see more videos and all that stuff. VIKK773, thank you for letting me have you on my podcast. We'll
Thank
see
you
you
for
guys
having me, my man. Appreciate you. Good seeing you,
anytime.
my man.
Peace.
Adios.